Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Catalyst. So, the Catalyst is a Starfield rendition inspired by the EVE Online ship of the same name. Speaking of EVE Online, if you have not ever played it, does not particularly matter. However, it is a great source for coming up with inspiration for ship designs. After all, there's probably like 100 or so different ship designs in that game. Um, Now, in EVE Online, the Catalyst is a Galenti destroyer, which means that it is designed as a combat ship, and then it is also designed more of as a short-range blaster boat. So it's trying to get up, it's trying to brawl, it's trying to do a lot of damage as quickly as possible. And this build was all inspired as a way to try and both get the appearance similar and to also get the way that the ship plays similar. So let's go ahead and do a quick tour around the outside. Now, one of the things that you will note here is that I am using all turret weaponry on this ship. This is probably not optimal. However, again, it is my way of paying homage to the original build, because in EVE Online, when you have turrets or you have weapons, you basically get two weapons on each side of the ship, and they are all turrets, and it doesn't matter which direction you're facing, they can just all swivel and shoot. Um, in order to let this be a similar brawler style boat, I'm also running a C class reactor and a C class shields with A class engines, so that way I can go ahead and have a ship that can get up close and personal and fight. Beyond that, this is an Escort class ship, so I am restricting it to Starship Design 2 or less, which means that this is something that you can pull out and party with kind of in the mid game. So we're looking at ranges 20 to 40 ish for everything to unlock. Alright, so starting the tour, you see that we are immediately entering into the armory. This is a Deimos armory, though if you wanted a different one, you could very easily do so. Through this little hallway here, we have the captain's quarters. This one is going to be the Nova Galactic captain's quarters. Usually, I find myself preferring the Taio or the Hope Tech. However, with this particular ship, where this hallway is located is where the bathroom would be on the Taio or Hope Tech. So I decided that since if I'm losing the bathroom anyways, I might as well just go ahead and use the Nova Galactic, because I don't use it very often. Coming over here, we're going to ignore that ladder for a moment. And then through this door here, you see we have a Hope Tech 2x1 all-in-one berth. So we've got another 4 beds here and a bathroom. And then over here we have a full galley. And we have our fridge. Coming on over here, we've got the ladder up. You can see at the top of this is our hatch and our docking axis. And in here we have the 2x1. This is going to be the, oh shoot, control room. That's it. And then coming forward from that, you can see that we have the Taio bridge. Which type of bridge it is doesn't really matter. Just use whichever one the best that you have access to is. All right, let's come on down and take a look at this. You see that I moved my outpost. That's Jemison right over there. I'm totally good with names today, I swear. I moved here because I was tired of the game filling my orbit with debris every time, and I'm hoping that this fixes that problem. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into the ship builder. Step one, as usual, is to get the colors of my palette. And I chose a green color pattern because that is the same color that this ship has in EVE Online. So, the other thing I will note is I'm making very heavy use of the ship flip glitch. So if you want to build this ship, you will need to have that enabled, or you will need to have the better ship connections mod. I don't remember the exact name of it, but one that would let you do something like this without needing to, well, have this piece connecting here. So let's go ahead and delete it and show you how the ship is built. So step one, we're going to go ahead and grab the Deimos landing bay, using this because it gives that kind of curved appearance. Here I'm now going to go ahead and grab the Deimos armory. If you have a different armory you would prefer to use, just use that. You can barely even see this hab when you're looking at the ship anyways. Over here on this side, let's go on down to the Hope Tech and grab the all-in-one berth. Then on this side, continue to scroll down, we're going to grab the Hope Tech cross brace. Note, if you wanted to, you could just as easily use the Nova cross passage or even a companionway. I just liked the look of the cross brace there. Now we're going to grab the Nova Galactic Captain's Quarters. And then come on over here, we are going to come all the way on down to Tile and grab the 2x1B control station. I'm using the Tile one up here because of the curved shape. Hope Tech one would also work just well here. However, you don't want the blocky shape of the Deimos or the Stroud in this position, in my opinion. Then at the front of this, let's go ahead and grab the cockpit. So the Himeji bridge is the best one we can have. You can see that I originally had the Himeji command bridge. The difference is 20 cargo. So again, just use whatever works best. So originally when I built this ship, I was going ahead and just putting the best of everything in. And then I later decided to downgrade it to be a Escort class, which is basically the limitation of Starship Design rank 2 or less. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick the Docker up top right there, and that is the total navigable area of the ship. Now, as mentioned, originally when I built this ship, I was looking to go ahead and run with, a lighter reactor. And I, of course, since I wasn't caring about Starship Design, had the 104 DS Mag Inertial because it's a small Class B reactor that gives good hull, 39 power, and everything that you would want. However, this requires Starship Design rank 4, and all of the other Class B reactors are underwhelming for what they provide. You can get better power at Starship Design rank 2 from the Class A Spheromac DC-201. However, doing that limits you to Class A shields, and I find that Class A shields are not enough to allow you to have a ship that can brawl, at least when you are limiting yourself to Starship Design rank 2 or less. So that's why I went the other direction, and I grabbed the Fuser DC-402, which gives you 34 power, and that's the most power that you can get when you have Starship Design rank 2. I'm just sitting that in right there. And then right here behind it, I'm going to grab a grav drive. Now for this ship, it's a little bit too heavy for the Helios 300 or the R3000. So I just went with the Helios 400, and I am hiding this under some structural elements. If you did not want to hide it, I would go with the R4000, or you could also go with the B grade Aurora 11G. All right, now that I've got that in place, let me go ahead and move to the bottom of the ship. And right here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my cargo. So for this ship, I went ahead and did a single Polar 2000 cargo hold. You can go with a more significant cargo hold, all the way up to the 2030 if you wanted. However, when I tried doing that, I lost too much mobility while I was limiting myself to the Starship Design rank 2 or less engines. So with higher ranks of Starship Design, you can get more mobility, which means that you can also have more cargo. That is the only cargo hold on this ship. Next up, let's go ahead and grab my landing gear. And for this ship, I'm able to get away with just 2 NG-20 landing gears. Placed right there. So they are on the basically same row. One right behind the landing bay and the other, underneath the captain's quarters. Well, over here, let's go ahead and grab our fuel tank. For this ship, I'm using the M40 Ulysses HE3 tank. If you get Starship Design to rank 4, you can replace it with the M50, but that requires Starship Design rank 4. So we're just going to go with this one and not really care that we have less jump fuel. All right. Then the last thing that we need to add here to get errors to go away is our engines. Now, for this ship, I wanted to go ahead and have Class A engines to maximize my maneuverability. So I went with 2 SA4110s and 2 White Dwarf 1020s. So let me go ahead. Nope. There we go. Let's do it this way. Like that. Now, if you get Starship Design higher, you can of course replace these with better. Alternatively, if you want a ship that has better mobility and can store some more cargo, you can replace these with the Class B SAE 5000 series. We can go ahead and grab a 5330, which just one of these is going to be more than enough, right, to get us quite far. And we would, of course, put 2 of them on. Now, beyond this, I also used the White Dwarf 1020 engines. Now, these engines are, let's be honest, not the greatest. However, I'm using them strictly for the appearance, and I wanted to have these engines mounted on the side wing out here. And I wanted round engines to match up with the appearance of the ship in EVE Online. A better option if you were more min-maxing stats, though, would be to replace these with like the Ares DT, 50s or something like that. It's going to give you a better engine, however, it is changing the shape of it fairly significantly. All right, next up, let's go ahead and grab our shield really quick. And for this, the best shield that you can get from a C-class ship with Starship Design rank 2 or less is the Odin 3040. So that's what we're going to go ahead and use. I'm just going to place that right there, and that is going to be hidden under some structural elements. Alright, now this is basically the ship, and all that we have left now is a whole lot of structural elements to make it look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over here, and then I'm going to work my way around and end out here. So coming on over to the structural components, first things first, I want the tile forward sensors right underneath the cockpit. Next to that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a tile cowling, copy, set it down, flip it, flip, cancel, and that is clipping into the side of the forward sensors right there. Next, right here, I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a Deimos hull, duplication glitch that in, and then delete. Next up, let me go ahead and grab the forward cowling, face it rear, and I'm going to flip that into place over the shield. Then, I'm gonna put this over right here, and that right there. Then on this side, we are going to go ahead and grab the tile side caps, and just cover this whole side with the side caps. Finally, we are going to choose any one of these. I chose the middle one here, and we're going to change the variant to the side cap B, and this is providing us with a weapon mount on that. Next, swinging around to the back, let's go ahead and put a Hope Tech nose cap B on that. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and put a porthole here. However, if you're using the Hope Tech or the tile 2x1s, then putting a porthole back here will remove 2 of the beds. Could be a big deal, could be insignificant. It's entirely your choice. Now I'm going to copy the tile cowling to there, and then I'm going to copy the tile cowling to here, and then I'm going to push this back and flip it into place over the landing gear. Next, I'm going to come on down to the Nova parts and grab a Nova cowling and put it in the rear variant upside down, place it, and then move it back and flip it into place. So you can see we've got the tile cowling with the Nova cowling emerging from it all over the landing gear. Note you will need to kind of flip it into place in this order with the landing gear first, and then the tile cowling, which is actually connecting to the back of this landing bay, and then finally the Nova cowling, which is connecting to the bottom of this engine here. Next up, let's go ahead and move the fuel tank for a moment, and we are going to go ahead and grab the Deimos wing. Now, this portion here could be completely ignored or removed. However, again, to match that EVE Online ship, I'm going ahead and I am extending out these Nova cowlings to cover this whole area. So I want to raise this, and then let me just move this out of the way, flip this over, and flip it to the rear variant. I'm going to flip glitch this back into place, and I'm going to move the wing, flip, and then flip this into place. So this here is again just done to match what is actually occurring in the EVE Online ship. There's a lot of random curves and bubbles going on there. However, because these only have a side attachment point, I can't just stick them on here. This is where I'm using something like the Better Ship Parts Snaps, or Better Ship Snaps mod. I don't remember the exact name of it, but there's a mod that adds more attachment points to all of these components, which means that I could do this without this Deimos wing here. Now let's go ahead and move the fuel tank back into position, and then I'm going to put this right here. And then we're going to continue filling this area out with some Nova cowlings. I'm going to be using 2 Nova cowlings here. And I'm going to flip glitch them into place like this. And this is kind of just filling out this whole little section here. Again, keeping some of that curved shapes going on to match the EVE Online ship, but filling it out in some way. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just snag this bumper here. And then I'm going to flip it into place right here. And this is again just trying to fill this whole little area out. This is why I was mentioning if you wanted to, you could go ahead and put a 1x1, say, companionway or storeroom right here instead. Coming over here, let's go ahead all the way to the top and grab a porthole. And then let's come on down here, and I'm going to copy these. And then I'm going to copy this, flip it, nope, face it forward, flip it in place over this landing gear. And then I'm going to flip this to the forward variation, flip, flip, and there we go. I'm going to copy all of that, I'll raise it up here, and I'm going to put that in place on top. There we go. Next, we go ahead and copy the Nova cowling here. And I'm going to need another Nova cowling in the mid variation in just a minute. Then I'm going to grab the Hope Tech nose and place that right there. Move this out of the way, place it right there, and then I'm going to flip glitch this into place. And this is now connecting to the nose, which is what this is connected to, and this is holding this whole little structure in place. Then to fill in this little area here, I'm going to go ahead and grab a Deimos bumper, set it off to the side, and then flip glitch it into place. Then I need to do the wing. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to start by grabbing a Deimos hull. And this is kind of where the engines are going to end up in the end. Everything is currently connected to this, so I can grab the whole ship and move it around. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete these, move these, so that way I have a glitch tool, because I'm going to be doing a bunch of duplication glitching to get that wing looking correct. Now for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 3 Deimos bracers. Then I'm going to select all of them, and then duplication glitch them down. There we go. And now you can see that Deimos bracer is what is actually holding this all together. Next up, just delete that. I'm going to delete one of these, and I'm going to grab the Deimos Wing B. Copy, flip, and attach. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to duplication glitch it down. There we go, and that's now attached. Now I'm going to delete this, copy, pull that over there, duplication glitch that down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab this here to set that there. Copy. And duplication glitch that down. Then I'm going to delete all of that, and everything is all connected. So this is the shape of the catalyst. Now from here, the next step is going to be going ahead and putting on our weapons and then adding color. If you were looking to go ahead and have a good ship for playing around on extreme difficulty, I would recommend, when we come into the weapons, grabbing, where was it? Three of the Ravager 20 MEVs. These are the Alpha or the what's it called Class A weapons. Coming down here, I would grab three of the Eradicator 75 auto neutron beams, and then I would finally wrap that up with four PBO 300 auto alpha beams. Um, that would probably, I think, be the ideal loadout for this ship. It gives you good range and it gives you a lot of firepower without needing the, Starship Design higher ranks. However, as mentioned, I'm trying to pay homage to that EVE Online ship and using all turrets. So for this, I'm using four PBO 300s, and then I'm also using four Disruptor 3340s. Is this the ideal choice? No. Is it funny? Yes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy those out here. And then come on all the way down. And toss four of these down here. Alright, so these are the weapons that are going on this ship. So let's go ahead and get them placed. So because of that bracer there, I do need to flip glitch this into place. Not the end of the world, it's just mild irritant. That's not what I wanted. There we go. There, it is facing forward, good. And then all the way over here. All right. Now for these ones, let's go ahead and flip that into place there. Flip that into place there. And then why are you not cooperating? Okay. For some reason now this is not wanting to go on the bottom like it has in the past. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to place that there, and then I'm going to duplication glitch this back out. There we go. Now then, let's go ahead and assign those weapons. It doesn't really matter what we assign them to, because, well, you see what's going on here. You'll notice that the credits and cargo don't quite match up. That's just because I swapped this from the Starship Design Rank 3 bridge to the Starship Design Rank 1 bridge, because I had forgotten to do that earlier. Otherwise, you'll see ship has 82 mobility, nearly 1,000 shield, and a bit over 1,000 mass. So it is a fairly reasonable lightweight ship. Again, as I said, if you wanted to go ahead and bump that mobility score up and you didn't necessarily care about the top speed, swapping these out for the Class B engines, the 5000 series, would be a very solid choice. Otherwise, just getting higher ranks of Starship Design to get better engines would bump that mobility up noticeably. So let's go ahead and paint the ship. There we go. And accept. Alright. So now that we've got this built, go ahead and take it out to Serpentis to see if we can have a party. Okay. Now that I have assigned my power a bit better, go ahead and pull some away so that way we can activate our grav drive. And it doesn't matter where we choose. Off we go. And let's power that engine back up. And there we go. It didn't even scratch us, which is kind of to be expected when you're facing a single ship. Let's just double check that I still have my... Yep, still at extreme there. So let's go ahead and see if we can find someplace that'll challenge us a bit more. Ah, hostile activity. Come on. All right. As you can see, I'm having to work very hard to go ahead and destroy all these guys. Oh, there you are. Whee! All right, there we go. So, doesn't always choose the targets quite nicely, but this time it worked out fairly well. Um, so that is going to be the catalyst. Let's go ahead and see if I can get. There we go. some pictures, and then I will go ahead and call it there. Alright, so if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.